Lee, you made it in.
Yes, I'm finally here. Finally meeting the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes. Well, we met before.
Yeah.
But you finally came to the studio, man. How you feel?
I feel great. Like I'm finally seeing like where all the magic happens, really.
Right.
And
you get to learn.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by all of it. Like I was intrigued in joining your brand when you first called me about it.
Right. I just feel like your story is so impactful that a lot of people don't even know, what you've even been through, or they just think you just do the post game stuff on Twitter, talking about NBA, news or NFL or NCAA news or whatever sport related news.
Right.
They don't know that you are a real human though.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have you, part of the team, and we are honored to have you here. So
thank you.
We're gonna talk about Kobe.
Oh, of course, yeah.
LeVar. No, you don't. I know how you feel about that. So
yeah.
We're gonna get to it. So let's talk about, just tell them about your childhood. Like, what's your upbringing like? What was that like?
Well, upbringing was a lot of movement, of course. Like, I moved from house to house, school to school. But
how many schools did you go to?
Well, I went to like a couple elementary schools, but I stayed like at Clinton Elementary. That's where I was like first, second, third, fourth grade and on. And then I went to Clinton Middle School. I don't know what's going on with the word Clinton, but it's attached from elementary to middle school. Had good times there. And then I went to Brookhaven High School. That was in Columbus.
So you were born in Youngstown, though?
Yes.
So how'd you get from Youngstown to Columbus before you talk about high school? How'd you get to Youngstown to Columbus?
That was mostly my family. My mom was born in Youngstown.
Okay.
But my dad, he wanted to like try something new.
Okay.
And moving to Columbus was that, because I guess he wanted to be in a bigger city.
Okay. So y'all wanted to try something different.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: like, how many siblings did you have? How much impact did how did your family impact, you growing up? And how many siblings did you have?
I only have one sibling with me. That's my brother, Tyler. He's 24 years old. But how my family impacted me, just to learn every day, be better every day with myself, just improve on, whether it's simple things, big things, like cook, wash clothes, learn how to drive one day, just stuff to improve on.
Okay. So you were talking about Brookhaven High School.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it like, going to school there and going to high school there and then coming back to Youngstown? Can you talk about your experience at Columbus and the high school?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it was interesting for me. The 3 years I spent there were some good years. There was some good times. There was some bad times.
You sound like Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Mac and Devin.
Yeah.
You watch that? Some good times, some bad times.
Yeah.
But whatever. So go ahead. I had to bring that up. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I seen that. Good movie.
Yeah.
But there was my junior year, which turned out to be my final year there.
In Columbus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried out for the football team.
Okay.
And I wanted to improve from JV to varsity.
Right.
And I did in a way, but it wasn't good enough for me to like play on varsity. I I was I wanted to be like a wide receiver or tight end.
Right.
But I ended up playing defensive end.
Okay.
And
So how'd you deal with that? Like, your goal was to be a receiver, but you end up being a D lineman. How did that affect you? Your mind? Was it good or bad? Like, how did it affect you?
It was okay. It was okay for me, but I knew I had to adjust to a different position.
Okay.
Because that would be like my only chance for me to get on the field.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah, and I like played like Madden or NCAA football.
I love NCAA.
The playbook is so simple.
Yeah.
But when I play like real life football, the playbook is a lot more complicated.
Okay.
Like plays are like Spider B Y2 or something like
that. different like approach from playing video games and real life.
Very different. Like playbooks in NCAA or Madden, it could be like shallow cross Y.
Right.
Everybody's route.
Right.
In a high school or any kind of playbook, it's different. You just need to know what you're doing and make sure you do it effectively.
Okay. So you taking that experience your junior year to your senior year and you moving back home.
Yeah.
How did that, resonate with you?
Well, it was different. I had to adjust from moving to with my junior year in Brookhaven. We ended up making the playoffs and ended up winning the first round game.
Okay.
But it ended up losing in the second round.
Who'd y'all lose to?
I think his name was Marion something. I forgot what it was.
It was outside of Columbus school?
No, it's in Columbus. But
No, I'm talking about, was the school like near Columbus? The school you guys lost to? Or you can't remember?
Marion Franklin.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the school's name, Marion Franklin. I didn't know about this, but at the time, they were huge rivals, and losing to them, it hurt a lot of players on that team that played and worked their butts off to get what they were. But yeah, I went from being on a playoff team like that to going on a team that didn't know how to win. Even though they were filled with seniors.
Right.
It was a bunch of seniors on that team, including me.
When you came back home to Youngstown East?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a bunch of seniors on that team, but to be honest, we was immature.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't know how to win.
They wasn't ready
no.
that time.
No, there were games where we go spread, throw the ball all over the lot.
What?
Yeah, to other games where the coach would just play conservative and play this goal line stack formation like the whole game.
Okay.
And I didn't understand it because if you really trust your players, you call the same playbook, maybe a little adjustment here or there.
Right.
But the same game plan, no matter what, week in, week out.
Okay, so
we ended up going 3-7 that season.
Your senior year,
yeah,
you went 3-7. So my question I have is, what made you how'd you guys get through that season? Everyone go through peaks, valleys through a season. If you can go back in time, what did you guys go through that you can remember? Was it a lot of bickering, fighting? Was it y'all wanted to win? Was it
I mean, there was from time to time that when we got through like the first few games and lost a couple, there was like some chatter. But we eventually went through it in our own way. It was just standing together, knowing that no matter what, finish the season strong. And that's exactly what we did. We played Youngstown, Elliott. We was down like 10, 15 points with like 5-6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We ended up coming back and winning the game.
Against who?
Youngstown, Elliott.
Who was that?
That's not Youngstown, just Elliott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a school in Ohio somewhere.
Okay.
But we ended up playing them last game of the season.
Okay. I'm like, who?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you good?
But it was just that game that it didn't matter what happened throughout the season. It just mattered that we ended up winning that game, going out strong for our last high school game of our careers.
Okay. So after that happened, and after the season was over, and everybody went their separate ways, what did you do to fill your time? I know you love music, and we could talk about that. What type of music do you like? Because your name is Music, Fan for Life. Like, what does that mean when people call you Music Fan for Life? Like, what, why'd you get your name like that? Like, where'd it come from?
Well, I would have to say, like, after high school, going into college, I dived into this social media bit.
Okay. You dived into what? Twitter?
It was at first Twitter, yeah.
Okay.
And I was wondering, like, I see all these display names on Twitter, and I was just thinking how to be creative with it. I love music. I'm a big fan of it. It's rap, R&B, a little bit of pop, alternative. Do like a little rock bands here and there.
Like Linkin Park?
That's one of them.
All right. Did you like Papa Roach?
Huh?
You ever hear of Papa Roach?
I think so, yeah.
All right. So
Coldplay.
Yeah, okay. So who is your favorite artist of all time? Like your favorite artist, and you might have a few, but like, what's like that guy that you are? That's what I'm putting on. I don't care what no one says. This is what we playing.
You know what? Before he started being an Instagram geek like most of us now these days, 50 Cent, when he was hungry, I mean, The Massacre.
That's my favorite album. I don't know if you noticed my Instagram.
Oh, what?
Did you ever see my Instagram when I put Position of Power on?
Yeah. That's one of my favorite songs.
That's my favorite song of all time.
Really?
Like right now.
Wow.
Because like 50 Cent is just like so powerful, and like his rap, he's like, you hustle, but I hustle harder.
Yeah.
And like that's like what I live by. You can hustle, but I hustle harder than you.
Yeah.
I got what you need. The blah 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 blah. You know where I'm going, but I don't do that. But I took that mentality. It's like that's like I love 50, and that whole album is my favorite album too.
Oh yeah.
But he's not my favorite of all time. But right now, that album is my favorite album.
Oh yeah.
So you love 50 though?
Yes, he was my guy. Like before I started like listening to music like I am now.
Right.
50 Cent was my favorite artist when he hustled, when he wanted it. Working with Eminem and Dr. Dre. G-Unit. That is still one of my favorite rap groups ever.
Yeah. Tony Yayo, Buck.
Lloyd Banks, all of them.
I like all of them. I listen to all of them.
Yes.
You know my favorite song is by Yayo? Is Pimpin'.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't love, I'm serious, no. I ain't loving, no. You can, cause baby I'm pimpin'. Yeah. That's one of my favorite songs. And it's crazy, like, okay, I didn't know that we both had that in common.
Mm-hmm.
I love like the whole G Unit thing.
Oh yeah, G Unit is still one of my, even though they've gone off on their separate ways, that's still one of my favorite rap groups.
Ever.
Yes, ever. Yeah.
Okay, so the name came from your love from music and your favorite artist is 50.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you come up with the name though? Like, how'd you create, like, how'd you like, okay, this is gonna be my name?
To be honest, I just thought of it. Like, I just thought of it up in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nothing more than that. I was just trying to be creative with the names, because I was thinking Lee Harvey it's already my name as it is, so I just figured, let me create something that could like go forward.
Okay.
Maybe as a brand one day.
Okay. Did you ever think you would have like your own shirt, hoodie, or?
Oh no, never. But
Do people know you have that?
this, I mean, I wear it all the time. I mean, people still may not notice it, but
They're gonna notice it now.
yeah, definitely not.
So you loving music and being involved with music, like how do you play music? Do you play music that affects your mood, or do you play music that you just want to hear? Or sometimes you go through mood swings in life. Sometimes you're more motivated or not as motivated in life. Do you have music that you listen to for both things?
I think it depends. I mean, whenever I go out and play basketball at the rec at YSU,
Right.
I try to find anything that's hype
Okay.
to get me going.
Okay.
Before I go out and play.
Okay. What about if you just walking?
Or if I'm just walking, I just like play on its own. I don't skip any songs. Really.
Like what come on? Do you listen to R&B?
R&B, rap, hip hop.
90s music? Did you like 90s or you more now?
I do have some 90s music. It's more rap
Okay.
than R&B.
Okay.
I do have a couple of Tupac songs in there.
You gotta get more.
Yeah,
You gotta get more.
I do. But you know how the storage is in your phone. But I got Gangstar.
Okay.
That's like, he's like one of my favorite '90s rappers.
Okay.
Trying to
You
think.
never listened to Richie Rich?
Richie Rich.
He was with Tupac. He was like one of them ones that he was featured on some Tupac songs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's one of the best. You might look him up. He's a good storyteller.
Oh.
I steal some of his moves.
Oh, okay.
How he like make it flow, and like he's like a muse for me.
Oh, really?
Even though he's not my favorite rapper, I learned a lot from him though. To how to like formulate stories. Like how he goes through stories in his songs and he explains it. And that's where I kind of learn how to explain like what I'm doing in my music.
Oh, okay.
So that's awesome that you use music as a tool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the one thing we can't live without.
Right. And
along with technology.
both very much needed in today's world.